Good morning everyone, welcome to a new market update as Bitcoin is approaching a new all-time high. But before we're going to continue, do not forget to subscribe to the channel beneath and like this video. Yesterday we've started a new concept on this YouTube channel in which we are doing interviews with projects. And there's many down the line, but the first one has been done with Benjamin Minku, CEO of Elrond. If you didn't check it out yet, check it out on this channel. What's next week? We're going to interview Amrit Kumar, the co-founder of Zilliqa. That was a wonderful interview as well. So really cool stuff happening. I'm more than excited about that, and there's way more down the line. Then, what are we going to discuss today? We're going to discuss three things. First, Bitcoin in itself. Then second, Litecoin, as Litecoin is lagging behind heavily. And as third and last one, Zilliqa, as that one has been accelerating really fast. And I know you were wondering about a video on which altcoins to approach. I'm going to make that a little while after this one and upload it on Sunday, as then you can just watch it in a calm-paced environment and I can have some more time in making that video. So what do we see on Bitcoin right now is that we have some critical levels to watch and we are currently constructing support on those. Does that mean that we're going to have continuation from here onwards? Debatable, given the fact that we're still in that range-bound construction that I've been describing in the past few days. So if we go back in history on Bitcoin, we know that we had a similar chart construction built in the summer of 2020, as you can see in this entire period here. And I have to go back towards the daily so you can see it more beautiful. Here you can see that the price is moving in between two levels. So we do have support found at 8.5k. We do have that retest after a very impulsive move. Then after that retest, it tests the other side of the range. So you can see that this entire construction at 10k has seen a test again. Fails to break through as there is just weakness, and then the price starts to bounce sideways before it continues moving. Similar construction has been seen in August, in which there was also a sideways continuation after testing the lows. And right now we are actually seeing the exact same occurrence, in which we do test this low at 44k again, and now we're at the upside of the range, which is around the all-time high. So I said in the previous videos, if we make a breaker of the all-time high, the key is how we are going to do it, as the volume is just very low, as you can see on the bottom here. We have to flip the all-time high, because once we just make a fake out, it's a liquidity grab, and we just continue making that sideways range before we're accelerating again. So yes, it's very good that Bitcoin is currently chasing the all-time high. But are we going to continue from here? We could, and we're going to discuss that as well. But first we have to address that becoming bullish at resistances is usually not the way. You should be looking at those higher time frame levels to buy dips on, through which 42k to 44k I thought we were going to bottom out temporarily, which we did, and I truly expect that to be the low from here onwards, maybe 38k. But that is then some serious negativity has to happen on the markets. So what do we see on the lower time frames right now? We do see this beautiful construction in which every of those critical levels has flipped for support, right? So in this case, in this entire construction, which seems a bit odd, is that this recent low has to hold. So I'm going to construct it either way. This recent low has to hold, which is maybe a mid-range or temporary range where we are acting in, after which we also have a test of the previous high. So these two are critical. We have seen those tests and everything fine. So what's next is that we've got this fake out here. We did not break through, and then I've got to zoom in at lower time frames, in which we can see that this previous high becomes resistance here again. Is that confirmed? Nope. We can just continue breaking through it in general. But as we have the lower time frames, currently the range between 55.8 to 56.3 has to sustain support. If that happens, we can have another test of this region around all-time high, but this is the breaker. If we get a break of the all-time high and we flip support, we can see continuation. If we get such a move, no strength, and we fall back in, I'm going to assume that we're going to see a test around the 54k to 55k level again, maybe green, and then we are going to hop back into this range. Still the same view, still expecting the same. If this happens, then that. So that's usually what happens with making those analysis. If we do get the breaker either way of this all-time high, we start to accelerate, you can use the Fibonacci extension to navigate where we might be potentially heading. The bottom is this previous correction, the high is the previous high, and then you can see that we're targeting 68k and 83k as next targets. But most importantly, we have to flip this region. We have to hold 56k first, then flip the all-time high. If neither of the two happens, I'm assuming we're going to see some tests here, weak bounce and further downside. Overall, ID is still the same. Then we could watch at Litecoin, as Litecoin is currently breaking this resistance zone that we have constructed. Critical level to hold was this previous high. Oh, I'm wrong, sorry. This previous high. So here's the exact same concept. If we zoom out on Litecoin, we can see that we're chasing the highs again, showing strength. But the volume is still draining down, making me a little cautious on this entire move. And in history, you can see that those runs also come back for a test again. So either way, if we get into this next region of resistance, it seems not unlikely to have a further corrective move through which the Bitcoin pair is going to show strength, after which the next impulse wave starts. So what's here on Litecoin is that we have got this breaker upwards. We do see strength. We do see the next region of resistance that we're heading to, and we've got this breaker. So that's a beautiful breakout and beautiful continuation, but if this is lost, I'm assuming that we're going to see tests in either of these two levels. I think we're going to have a further drop towards 180. And then a weak bounce up and further downwards momentum as I've discussed. But then you have to watch the Litecoin against Bitcoin chart, because that is the critical one. And I've been mentioning this one previously, I think it's here. I've been mentioning this one, that it's still on a downtrend. And I want to see higher time frame levels flip for support in order to become bullish on this one. So you want to see this flip. You want to see this green zone flip for support here. If that happens, you're going to see a bullish continuation towards this next region of resistance, as that is a higher low and a bullish flip, support resistance flip, and that could trigger such a big move towards the next, towards these highs here. So definitely I'm watching Litecoin at this stage. But you should be aware that there's still some levels to break to become really bullish on it. Both charts, to be honest. Then Zilliqa. I don't know if I've got it here as my my entire charting trading view thing is doing worse. All right, so what we see is still the same picture as what I've discussed yesterday on the video. I'll just use this one. We're still down way from the all-time high, but the overall construction has become bullish. Retest, higher low, retest, higher low, higher high, higher high. Still, we are making a compression period here, which means that we're currently inside this range resistance through which it's not granting you an entry, right? So what have we been doing previously? We have been testing this level for support here, right? So we've tested this entire block here, which we found critical. Some sideways chops, another support found, and now we have received another test and we're rallying up. So we can construct the next level of support, which is between 200 to 220, has seen a test. So the next range support that you want to see is this entire block here between 220 to 240. So we've got multiple tests of this resistance zone, but still you wouldn't want to enter this one at this stage as you're buying resistance. So if we get this move corrective, you want to get that entry going, best entry point is 220 to 240. You might also want to look at 280 here. So if that happens, we get the compression period once again. So we start making this compression period, and after such a compression period, most likely we're going to see a big breaker upwards. And given that there are so many big gaps between the charts or between the levels, next target zone are definitely 670 to maybe even 1000 sats. So yes, Zilliqa is really bullish. The overall view did not change too much. And in this case, what we currently see is that Zilliqa broke through after this beautiful test of the 8 cents level, ran towards 18, 19, 20 cents, through which you can do the exact same as what happened in the previous runs in this area here. So what you want to do is that, I'm going to post a chart on this next to. If this run happens, you want to approach it through levels of interest historically. So inside this entire run, previous levels of interest are made. So that's why you want to enter. You don't want to chase the trade right now. You want to enter it based on historical price action. So either this high, but also this block are two very interesting points to take an entry on, as when we get a corrective move and then you take the entry. Are you going to miss it? All fine. Then you have to wait for another cool entry again, but it's also a lesson that you should be keeping the trade going if you're in it for a longer time and have to rebalance your portfolio. But that's how you navigate through the markets in itself. So I hope you found this video interesting enough. Please subscribe to the channel, check out the Elrond interview, and comment beneath if you want to see special content. Have a wonderful day, enjoy the markets, take care of yourself, your family, and I'll see you again tomorrow.